Hello guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're gonna play a little bit of a new, well, not a new game, but a recent game that I've recently gotten into called Battle Talents. Now, this new game is a bit cool to say. It uses a similar weapon system to The Walking Dead Saints and Sinners. Now, if we go over here real quick and go to levels and go to sandbox, I'll show you what I mean and show you the things that you can do in this game. Now, this is the sandbox, and all these choices you can pick. You can do whatever. You can summon allies and you can summon enemies to create a AI war of sorts, or a AI battle. Now, the green is obviously for AIs, or allies I meant. Well, the red is the enemies. Now, what I just showed you there is a campaign board. When you press those buttons, a campaign will be set. On that big red button, the big red button in the middle, that's how you start the sandbox. These are the weapon spawns. And right now I'm choosing the log sword to show how the weapon system works. Now, to actually select enemies, what you do is that you actually have to physically go there and press the switches. Now, what I'm doing is demonstrating sprinting and how it works. Basically, when you move your joystick, you hold it and actually move your hands, and that is how you sprint. And right now I'm showing you the holsters, or the weapon storage. 2 on your shoulders, left and right. Same on the waist, left and right. Now you can see how I can just basically choose the amount of enemies I want to spawn. You got skeletons, goblins, and dark elves. Each level basically shows their difficulty, if that wasn't obvious enough. And I'm basically saying at this point where you can also choose their stats and how much health they have. Now, I don't know if you noticed, but if you look at how the weapon acts in my hand, it's something similar to the Saints and Sinners weapon system. I don't know what it's called, but they actually added a bit of gravity and stuff like that. Now, right now, what I'm showing you is that I'm basically blocking to gain my mana, because there are some weapons that you can use that allow you to use mana. Now, if this longsword right now does not require mana, but that basically means that you can use any weapon you want. If you have a weapon that requires the use of mana, I suggest using a weapon that doesn't require mana and use it to block. Now, the red swords, or the red weapons that are glowing red, they're basically the durability of the weapons. And I tried to put it in storage to basically fix it, to say. Now, what I just showed you is basically you can hold your weapons in any way, reverse grip, or any of that, and then you can throw your weapons and call it back to you. Something similar to Mjolnir's hammer from Thor or the Avengers, or whatever Marvel movie you want to see, wherever Marvel movie you see Thor in with his weapon, or in a video game, Kratos from God of War with his new axe. Now you see, I'm having struggles using this weapon, but yeah. Now what's cool is that the NPCs of this game, you can actually cut bits and pieces off. It is a bit difficult at times. I will say this, there is a katana in there that cuts way more easier. I don't know why that is though. Maybe somebody's biased about katanas. Now, you can see how you can just throw the weapons, and like you can see specifically skeletons, if they lose a part of the limb, they actually do get stuck on your weapon, so you got to be very careful about that. Now, basically what you just see me attempting to do is that I was trying to attempt to basically slice the skeleton in half, which is a bit hard to do, like I said before, but it is possible. Now, what I just discovered at that point is basically you can hold the sword normally, but also at the same time you can reverse grip it. Not a really good technique, I'll say that. Now, with these type of NPCs, you start to get to see the pattern, but the real danger isn't the actual pattern itself of how they attack and how they block. It's more of how much there is around. Now, what's cool is that when the parts of the skeletons actually do get stuck on your weapon, you can just simply fling it out. Now, you can see you can basically grab any weapon around you. It can be anything, to the dagger, to the mace, anything. Now, how you do that is basically when you look at a weapon directly, which is it gets hard at times because they don't really track. But when you look at it, there should be a circle that appears around it, as you can see there with the dagger. When I looked at it, it will also basically mean that you can grab it. Now, this weapon I'm showing you is the wind sword, which is a weapon that uses mana, that requires mana. Now you can see here that I'm using it to block because I just wasted a huge amount of mana. Now, to look at how much mana you have, you look at your wrist, and there will be a small blue screen that will and what appears is the HUD. The HUD will show you your health, coins, and your mana. Your mana will be blue. Now, what you just saw there is basically when I got my mana, the sword glowed yellow. And what the wind sword's ability is that it basically increases its range. It increases your range and damage. Now, remember how I say that when a weapon is glowing red, the durability is going down? What I just did is I grabbed that enemy's skeleton's axe, put it in one of my storage area, which was my left waist, and then basically whenever I need it, I could pull that out and it'll be good as new. See how I pulled it out and then I used it there when my sword was stuck. Now, these NPCs are all level 1. When in higher levels, they would have armor, and the pattern of attack will change, and they'll have better weapons. Some may have long-range weapons such as arrows. Others might use spells or magic. Now, there are tons of things you can unlock, plenty more. So I'm not gonna show you all of them, but I suggest you guys go to the Oculus store and then download it, and it's free, don't worry about it. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Now, if you like this video, I suggest you guys leave a like and subscribe. And before I go, I hope you guys all have a good day.